Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I'll be breaking down Tevin Coleman and give you guys my player profile. As you guys know, I've been posting consistent content here in Jets Media, breaking down all the free agents we acquired in the offseason. I already broke down Carl Lawson, Corey Davis, Keelan Cole, Sheldon Rankins. Next up is indeed running back Tevin Coleman. I'm excited to dive in, but before I do so, make sure you smash that subscribe button if you are indeed new to the channel, and if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. And if you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right into Tevin Coleman. So Tevin Coleman is the only veteran in the running back room for the New York Jets. He brings a lot of experience of the system of Mike Lafleur. He's been with them ever since Atlanta. And I feel like he's going to provide a big impact to this offense, more than we can expect. I know that we drafted Michael Carter, and we all expect him to get the boatload of the carries, as we are hopeful that he could become a very good back for us for the future. We also have Ty Johnson and Michael Pirine. So we have three very young running backs in this room to go along with the veteran Tevin Coleman. I feel like that's a very organic and well put together running back room, because we got the veteran and then we got three young bucks who are going to be learning from Tevin Coleman. So I feel like this is just a very good system in place for guys like Ty Johnson, Michael Pirine, and Michael Carter to learn from, especially Tevin Coleman, because he's been in the system longer than anybody else. He understands what you need to be, your spots. He knows the plays. He understands how to pick up blocks. He's a good route runner. He does so many good things for this New York Jets team. Well, I think he will do that, but he's done so many other things in his past. But the only thing about Tevin Coleman, as we know, he's a veteran. He is not in his prime anymore. He's definitely past his best years in the NFL, but we're not expecting Tevin Coleman to getting 20-plus carries a game. We're not expecting him to rush for over 1,000 yards at all. He is going to simply provide the veteran leadership in the locker room. He's going to help out the young guys on offense, because remember, this offense is ridiculously young. Not even just the running back room, the wide receivers, the offensive line, the tight end, the quarterback. Everybody is young on this offense. So a guy like Tevin Coleman, who's been around the NFL, he's been in successful offensive systems everywhere he's been. He's going to have a lot of things to say in the locker room and to the coaches, and I feel like he's going to provide a big impact for the New York Jets. So let's get right into his strengths. The first strength is definitely experience in the system. He's coming from Atlanta, and then he went to San Francisco, and both of those destinations that he was at, Kyle Shanahan was a part. So when the Atlanta Falcons went to the Super Bowl, Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator, and Mike Lafleur was actually part of that staff. And then they went to San Francisco, and Shanahan got the head coaching gig, and then Lafleur followed him there, and so did Tevin Coleman. So Tevin Coleman's been basically anywhere that Lafleur's been, so it makes sense why Coleman is indeed with the New York Jets right now. So his experience to the system is only going to benefit himself and the people around him. I feel like he's going to be somebody that is going to, provide all the wisdom needed to guys like Michael Carter, Ty Johnson, and Michael Pirine, because they need to know the system more than anybody else as a running back. Another thing that he's going to provide is obvious, but it's veteran leadership. Whenever they go through adversity, Tevin Coleman's been through the ups and downs. Whenever you're a veteran in the NFL and you've been through a bunch of seasons, you know what to expect. It's not like you're young and you're entering year 1 or 2. It's like you're an experienced veteran. Everything's calm, cool, collected for you. And I feel like he's just going to be a very solid veteran in a locker room, like I've alluded to over and over again in this video already. But now let's get into his play on the field. The first thing that I noticed is definitely his vision. Throughout his career, he's always been someone that can see the field well. Whenever he gets the ball in his hands and he sees an opening, he's, sees it. He has the vision in order to burst through that hole and pick up an extra 10 or 15 yards, even take it to the house. He definitely has breakaway speed. That's another strength of his. Maybe he lost a step or two since he's getting up there in age, but if you look at Tevin Coleman in his prime for Atlanta, when he was that 1-2 punch with Devontae Freeman, he was a guy that would just explode out of the backfield, and he definitely has speed, and he definitely still has a lot of juice left in the tank, so I'm going to keep that a strength of his. Another thing is pass catching out of the backfield. He was one of the most consistent pass catchers throughout his entire career. In Atlanta in particular, it was really Devontae Freeman getting the boatload of the carries, and then Tevin Coleman lined up as that receiver running back, and he was always the guy, in motion. He was lining up in the slot. He was lining up out of the backfield, running routes, and he's just a very fluid receiver when it comes to a running back position. Another thing that he's very good at, which is underrated, is his pass protection. He's one of the better running backs in the NFL in protecting the quarterback when you have to do so. I feel like that's one of the most underrated parts to any running back position in general. You don't really see a lot of people talking about it, but it's important. If you can get a running back that can help out in the blocking, there's one blocker that gets by, and he chops him and he buys Zach Wilson a couple more seconds, that's going to be pivotal for the rookie. So that's really the strengths I have for Tevin Coleman. Let's pivot into his weaknesses. The first thing is definitely he's towards the end of his prime, or he's even out of his prime. He doesn't really have any more, prime years ahead of him, in my opinion. But that's okay. It's not the biggest weakness because we did not get him to be a guy that we're expecting to get all the carries. He's coming here for the purpose to provide veteran leadership, to understand the system and develop our young guys and get the ball a lot. He's going to be involved in this offense. He's going to be getting the ball a lot. I feel like he's going to get around 10 to 12 carries per game if I had to guess, because remember, this offense requires a bunch of running backs to get split carries. Another weakness is he did struggle with the 49ers last year. He did not get a lot of yards per carry. I think it was under 4. It was like 3 point something. He did not really have the greatest season last year. Whether that's due to him losing his step or he wasn't there mentally, we don't know. But Tevin Coleman's definitely coming off one of his worst seasons of his career, and that's why I wanted to mention he's towards the end of his prime. If not, he's out of his prime. So we cannot expect Tevin Coleman to be that guy that we saw in Atlanta. And I don't think any Jets fan is even expecting that from him. We all know what we're going to get out of Tevin Coleman. Another weakness is he's been struggling with drops as of late. I know I've mentioned strength of his is definitely pass catching out of the backfield, but recently he's been dropping the ball more frequently than he has in the past, and we don't know why, but hopefully that can change, because if Zach Wilson's in trouble and he can check it down to Tevin Coleman, all we need him to do is catch the ball and pick up an extra 2 or 4, 5, 10 yards to pick up the first down. I feel like that would be great if he can do that. Now let's get into some of his expectations I have for him. I really think he's going to provide veteran leadership for the New York Jets offense, not even just the running backs, but Zach Wilson, the offensive line, the wide receivers, everybody, because he knows the system better than anybody else on this entire roster, to be honest. He has experience in it more than anybody. So I feel like he's going to be that veteran on the offensive side of the ball. And then also I'm expecting him to be in the rotation. I think he's going to get a lot of snaps. I think he's going to get a lot of carries. Like I mentioned earlier, I think he'll average around 10 to 12 carries per game if I had to guess. Maybe even less, maybe a little more. Because, guys, we have a crowded running back room. Ty Johnson is going to get carries. Michael Carter, LaMichael Pirine. We got 4 guys who I'm comfortable with, and I'm super excited to see what this running back group can do. So let me know your thoughts down below on Tevin Coleman, what your expectations are for him. Do you think he's going to break out? Do you think he's going to, turn back the clock and be like what he did in Atlanta? Or do you think he's more of just the guy that's going to provide depth and he's not really getting a lot of carries, and Michael Carter and Ty Johnson to get the boatload of carries? Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think of Tevin Coleman. And that does it for this video. Stay tuned for more Jets content, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Peace.